Hi there, and welcome to episode 68 of the FSBO Smarts podcast. I'm Steve Klein, and today we're going to go over some of the questions that you guys have asked me over the years. Is why in the world did I start for sale by owner in the first place? What was the reason behind my motivation for doing a for sale by owner and started me on this journey? So in this episode, I'm going to go over the top five reasons why I started the for sale by owner journey of my own. And hopefully that'll give you guys some insights into your own FSBO journey. But first, let's get to our intro. Hey, this is Steve Klein with the FSBO Smarts podcast, helping empower you to be FSBO smart so that you can save thousands of dollars potentially on your next home sale. Okay, so today we're answering the question that many of you asked is, why, Steve, have you started to sell your home for sale by owner? Why have you never used a real estate agent in selling any of your homes or investment properties? Well, first of all, let me say that, and I'm maybe repeating this, I'm not against a real estate agent. I'm not against it at all. I just never have needed one. So yeah, I've never needed one. In fact, a lot of friends of mine, relatives, and friends have been real estate agents, and some of them are still real estate agents today. And I actually recommend people to go to them if they need to, or if they don't want to do the for sale by owner process, because it is a little bit intense at times, and if you're not used to it and you don't need it, then why bother, right? Now, I always say that I love to have the option. And for me, on my personal journey, the first thing came down to investing. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Steve, you don't need to do it for sale by owner to invest. Well, back when I started, when I made my very first offer was way back in late 80s. If any of you could remember, interest rates were high. People were not really buying that much real estate. And there was a lot of fixer-uppers on the market. In fact, that's how I got into my first property. My first property that I made an offer on was in 1989. And there was a lot of things going on back then. And the real estate agents were looked a little bit on, I wouldn't say as down, but it was, if you were selling an investment property and you were a real estate agent at that time, a lot of people were looking at it with scrutiny. They were like, well, are you making money off of me, or are you making money off of my property? And it was right around that time, or maybe even before that, that you must, as by law, you must disclose that you're a real estate agent if you're selling a home that you own. And I thought, well, since I'm wanting to buy real estate and invest it, or buy it as my personal residence and hold on to it and sell it in the future, I don't want to necessarily indicate each time that I'm a real estate agent. So I actually got the books. There was 4 of them, and I studied them. But right before I was going to take the final real estate exam, I decided I don't want to do this, because I knew all the knowledge. I had all the knowledge of what it takes to sell a house. But if I was to have to disclose on my investment properties that I was an agent, I felt like a lot of people would think that I was trying to keep something from them, and I was trying to make money, which I was trying to make money, but it was just some sort of stigma about it. So maybe I really didn't need to not become a real estate agent, but I thought the idea was, if someone knew that I was an investor of real estate, they would think, oh, okay, he's just wanting to invest in real estate. He wants to make money. So they were expecting that I would want to make a profit off of a real estate. And I would still disclose everything to them. You know, I bought this for this much. I put in this amount of money. When you're flipping a home, as you know, many of you now see home flipper shows online or on TV. There's some money that you put up front, and you hope to recoup that, and then a little bit of some at the top for profit. So people get it. But back then, like I said, there was a little stigma about it, and I just wanted to be safe and just say, oh, you know what? I don't want to have to disclose that I'm a real estate agent, and I just want to buy properties and flip them and sell them. Or even what I was doing a lot of times was I was signing the contract with me and my assignees so that I could assign the contract. If I don't want to take that contract on myself, I could pass it on to someone else for a profit. So anyway, that was kind of it for me on that. That was the first reason. So the second reason why I didn't use a real estate agent, at least early on and even today, is that I really have never sold anything more than, let's say, 1 or 2 properties at one given time, maybe 3. But it's really only been 2 properties that I've ever owned that I wanted to sell anyway at one given time. I wasn't like buying 5 or 10 properties and then needing to sell them or flip them really quick. If that was the case, I may need more help, or at least hire a team that could then for sale by owner them all. But that was another reason why I would choose not to do a real estate agent, because if you're selling your own home by yourself, or if you have an investment property, let's just say in the mountains or at the beach, then you really only have those 2 houses or 2 properties that you can sell on your own. And so for me, that was a second reason that I really never did need an agent. But again, if you need to save time or you can't be present yourself to sell them, then I love the process of the agent. And speaking of loving the process, that's my third reason of selling a home for sale by owner. And the reason I've never used a real estate agent is I love the process. I love meeting new homeowners, and it's exciting for me to see them on their journey into buying a new home. I can't tell you the joy that it gives me to see a new homeowner come in and buy a kind of a housewarming gift for them as they come into their new home, and even help them, because some of these buyers are new. They've never bought a house before, and some of them are new families just starting out, a husband and wife perhaps that want a child. It's just seeing that the smiles on their face when they come into the door and know that this is going to be their home. It's just something that is extra special to me anyway. And I also love to have the control and help them out along that way. I can give them a discount if they need it. If they can't afford to, let's just say they're $2,000 short, I can come down that much because I'm not paying an agent tens of thousands of dollars. I can help them land into their new home, and I don't have to worry about the real estate agent saying, well, you didn't get top dollar for your house. I know because I wanted them to get into the house. So it's totally cool, and I just love that part of it. Now this leads me to my fourth reason of why I really love doing a for sale by owner and I've never used an agent, and that's because I have control over the process. So this leads me to my fourth reason why I've never used a real estate agent and I love for sale by owner, and that is it prevents my property from being tied up from a despondent real estate agent or someone that has not been able to sell the house, and I have more control over it. So control and the fact that I can dictate what my price is, how long I want it to be on the market, that type of thing, instead of a real estate agent. I've heard in some cases that some people get into a contract with a real estate agent, for example, for 6 months to a year. Now, that's great if the house sells within that time, but what if it doesn't? And now your house is stuck. It's like frozen because you can't get in, or you can't get the house sold. And so the problem there is that if you have let's just say the real estate agent is new or green, and you don't care, you just want to give someone a chance. Well, you're taking a chance on your house not selling in the time frame that you need. Let's just say you're moving to, I don't know, another state, and you need to sell your house like quick. You can't sell it if a real estate agent's not going to bat for you, or worse, they've overextended themselves by being a new real estate agent, trying to sell, say, 5 or 10 homes at one given time, and they're just juggling all these houses, and yours is sitting just waiting to be sold. The other thing is sometimes a real estate agent will price a house too high, and the market doesn't dictate it, and so they just say, well, we can't lower it because that's the market price, and you're like, well, I need to sell, I need to get out, I need to go. And so this ties up your home, and if they're not performing, you're just kind of out in the cold. So this is a real big reason why I love doing for sale by owner, because you're not tying your house up. Now, of course, if your house isn't selling by a certain amount of time, then that's on you, right? So you have to be the one that says, okay, I've had this house in the market for 6 months to 1 year. It's not selling. I think it's time to go to a real estate agent. Now, obviously, like in my course, I talk about how there's techniques that you can use to like lower the price or market it in a different way. And you can usually, if a house isn't selling, you can move it. And in a tough market, it's hard to do, right? Even if in a tough market, a real estate agent is going to have a hard time selling your home. So just keep that in mind. But that is one of the things that is the reason why I chose to do for sale by owner a long time ago. And I've never regretted it since. And finally, the fifth reason why I love doing for sale by owner is it saves me money. Yes, that's right. The top reason is it saves you thousands of dollars. I think I use this example a lot. On a house that's $350,000, $350,000, and at 6% interest rate or 6% commission rate, that is $21,000 that you could put back in your pocket, or even a down payment on another house. Or what if you weren't even expecting that? That $21,000 could even go to an investment property that you could buy. So there's a lot of options that you have. I've heard of people going on vacations with that money, putting it away for their kids' college fund, which, as we know, college has gotten expensive these days. So any way that you can save money in this day and age, especially with high interest rates going up, inflation, this is the top reason a lot of people do for sale by owner. All right, well, hey, I hope you enjoyed this. If you found value, hit the like and subscribe. And subscribe to this podcast on Apple or Spotify. Give us a star rating. And also look at some of our previous episodes if you are interested in learning more about for sale by owner. And I'd love to hear about your story. Leave them in the comments below if you've had a successful for sale by owner. And until next time, we will see you in the next episode.